You alright? Thank you. Cheers. That is my name. Thank you for reminding me. I was never really sure what kind of a person I wanted to be when I was growing up. I tried joining the local rugby team, but I had to leave because apparently I misunderstood when they told me I'd be a good hooker. Never got any complaints though, to be fair, until I started charging them. But no, I went to a Catholic school because I was raised Catholic, which meant that, we had to go to a lot of church services. And for some reason, at Christmas, they decided that instead of a traditional nativity play, we should instead have a full-on carol service. And I mean full-on. Like, I don't know what kind of freaky incense these guys were smoking when they came up with this idea. Like, hey, I think we should do something different for Christmas this year. Go on. Yeah, I'm thinking like a special show, you know? A nativity? No. A Christmas carol service. Fair. We are religious, that makes sense. And, sorry. We are religious, that makes sense. So we're going to do it in the school hall, right, for maybe an hour? No. We'll do it in the local church for 3 full hours. You know, the length of the film Titanic. Titanic being a very apt comparison because it was a fucking disaster. Like, we didn't even do English language hymns. We did all the foreign language ones, like we did O Tannenbaum, Gaudete, Kakaban Shonkorn. But yeah, so being at a Catholic school, I decided I would try and get in with the cool crowd, you know, the altar boys. I don't know if any of you went to a Catholic school, but the altar boys, they're like the goddamn rock stars in that community. Like, you've got your guy at the front, he's carrying the Bible, he's like, yeah. He knows he's good. Like, all the guys, they're just watching him, like, they love him. They love him so much. He's the guy that's getting all the poontang. And then you got your guy behind him, he's carrying the big candle. And he's like, I know this isn't as impressive, but it'll do. He's making do with that guy's sloppy seconds. And then there's me bringing up the rear. Alright, we haven't got there yet. I'm bringing up the rear. I'm carrying the communion wafers. Now, you all know what wafers are, right? They're very small. They're not very important at all. It doesn't matter if I drop them. There's no real responsibility to my job. And it's as I'm carrying them out that I realise, I'm the Ringo of this ensemble. So we come out and I'm thinking, something weird going on in my stomach, but I put it down to nerves. You know, it's my first time doing the altar service. I'm like, I'm just nervous. It'll be fine. But as I kneel down in front of the altar and as my knees hit the deck, this unholy spirit passes through me. And I just hear... And I bow my head and I pray that nobody else has noticed, but I look to the guy on my right and he looks at me and he's like, what was that? And I look up at the priest and he goes, you dirty little heathen. And I realise that, yeah, they probably noticed. But we do the rest of the mass and we go to leave. Obviously everyone's cheering for an encore. But as we're leaving, I see the old woman that had been sitting behind me. And her face was now like a full shade darker. Like she'd been to some like cheap tanning salon. Anyway, so I go and speak to the priest afterwards. And he's not happy with me. He's like, how dare you flatulate in the house of God? How dare you disrespect the house of God? And it's this phrase, house of God, that I'm quite confused by, because our mass wasn't actually in the main church. It was in the small chapel at the side. And I don't think that counts as God's house. Like, at best, it's the conservatory. But he carries on having a go at me, and he ends up, he's like, you guys are really fucking loving it, aren't you? No, he has a go at me, and he's like, your services are no longer required. you can leave. And as I'm walking out, I realise I've been fired by the Catholic Church at the age of 8. You know it's bad when the Catholic Church is actively turning away altar boys. Like, it really does wonders. It really does wonders for your self-esteem when even the local priest is like, nah. Listen, guys, you've been great. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for coming out and supporting a great cause. Thank you.